Have you ever wondered how a country smaller than Central Park could turn into the richest playground on Earth? Welcome to Monaco, a glittering micronation where billionaires outnumber ordinary residents, and every corner feels like a stage for the world's elite. On UK Billionaires 360, we take you beyond the headlines and into the real lives of billionaires, from their super yachts and luxury penthouses to the strategies that built their fortunes. In this episode, we uncover why Monaco isn't just wealthy. It's a billionaire blueprint for power, privacy, and prestige. Forget the myths about James Bond glamour. The truth is far more fascinating. So, if you love exploring the lavish world of billionaires, make sure to subscribe to UK Billionaires 360, hit the like button, and stay with us. What you're about to see will change the way you think about money, lifestyle, and influence forever. Monaco, the richest tiny country on the planet. At first glance, Monaco looks like nothing more than a picturesque dot on the French Riviera. Covering just 2 square kilometers, about 500 acres, it's smaller than New York's Central Park. Yet, within this minuscule footprint lies an economy so powerful that it eclipses nations hundreds of times its size. Monaco consistently ranks as the world's wealthiest country per capita, with residents enjoying average incomes and living standards that push beyond global charts. In fact, its Human Development Index doesn't just top the scale, it breaks it, surpassing the maximum score of 1.0, something almost unheard of in global economics. Every street in Monaco tells a story of extreme wealth. Luxury boutiques line the avenues, superyachts crowd the harbor, and million-dollar cars glide past skyscrapers overlooking the Mediterranean. But what's most fascinating is how this tiny state turned its size into its greatest strength. Instead of struggling with limited land and resources, Monaco reinvented itself as a magnet for billionaires, a hub where exclusivity is the ultimate currency. Here, scarcity creates value, and value attracts the world's richest. HDI index is out of scale. When economists measure prosperity, they often turn to the Human Development Index, or HDI. This score blends life expectancy, education, and income into a number between 0 and 1, with 1 representing the very peak of human development. Norway, often praised as the gold standard, sits at 0.953. But Monaco? It goes beyond the scale entirely, reaching an astonishing 1.021. In other words, Monaco is so wealthy and so advanced that the usual yardstick can't even contain it. This isn't just a mathematical oddity, it's a reflection of how billionaires and the ultra-elite shape daily life in Monaco. Residents here enjoy some of the longest lifespans on Earth, thanks to cutting-edge healthcare systems and a clean, tightly secured environment. Education is world-class, with access to private international schools and cultural institutions that rival those of major capitals, and incomes, fueled by finance, tourism, and luxury industries, dwarf global averages. What does life look like with numbers this high? Imagine living in a place where safety is absolute, wealth is the norm, and the baseline of society begins where most countries' upper class ends. In Monaco, that's not fantasy, it's everyday reality. Casinos are not the main source of income. When most people think of Monaco, they picture the glittering Monte Carlo Casino, roulette wheels spinning, tuxedos and gowns under chandeliers, and scenes straight out of a James Bond film. It's easy to assume this legendary casino fuels the country's entire economy. But here's the surprising truth. The Monte Carlo Casino contributes only about 3% of Monaco's government revenue. That figure shocks many, especially considering the casino's fame. Yes, it generates hundreds of millions annually, but that's nowhere near enough to fund the ultra-modern infrastructure, pristine public services, and unbeatable security that define Monaco. The principality boasts the highest number of police officers per capita in the world, seamless public transport, and a healthcare system that rivals the best in Europe. Maintaining all of this costs billions, far more than a casino can provide. So, why does the myth persist? Because the casino represents Monaco's image, glamour, luxury, and exclusivity. It put the country on the map in the 19th century, attracting Europe's elite. But today, the real financial engine lies elsewhere. Monaco's economy isn't built on gambling tables. It's built on strategy, taxation, and a lifestyle that billionaires can't resist. Tax system paradise for billionaires. Forget the roulette wheel. Monaco's real jackpot is its tax system. Unlike most developed nations, the principality charges no personal income tax. Zero. For billionaires, that single fact makes Monaco irresistible. Instead of losing 30% to 50% of their earnings to governments elsewhere, the ultra-wealthy here keep every penny they earn. So how does Monaco fund itself? Through a value-added tax, VAT, set at 19.6%. At first glance, that sounds punishingly high. Buy a $10,000 designer handbag and you'll pay nearly $2,000 extra in VAT. But here's the trick. This tax is regressive, meaning it takes proportionally more from lower earners. Yet in Monaco, nearly everyone is wealthy, so the system doesn't burden society the way it would elsewhere. A millionaire's luxury spending yields a big VAT bill, but it's still only a fraction of their income. Far less than what progressive income taxes would demand in countries like the United States or France. This clever approach creates a haven for billionaires, CEOs, and celebrities who would rather spend lavishly than hand over fortunes to the taxman. In Monaco, every supercar, yacht, or diamond necklace becomes not just a purchase, but a contribution to the nation's prosperity. Tourists are money printing machines. Monaco may have fewer than 40,000 residents, but it welcomes nearly 9 tourists for every citizen each year. That astonishing ratio turns visitors into one of the Principality's greatest sources of revenue. From the moment tourists step into Monaco, whether for a day trip from France, a cruise ship stopover, or a high-stakes weekend at the Grand Prix, they spend like few places on Earth. Hotels, fine dining, luxury boutiques, and even superyacht rentals all carry Monaco's 19.6% VAT, which funnels straight into the government's coffers. Events like the Formula One Grand Prix transform Monaco into a global stage, attracting celebrities, billionaires, and jet-setters who happily spend tens of thousands in just a few days. The Monaco Yacht Show showcases the most extravagant vessels on the planet, luring the world's elite into multi-million-dollar deals. Each meal at a Michelin-starred restaurant, each Cartier watch purchased, and each bottle of vintage champagne uncorked adds to Monaco's tax revenue. More than half of VAT income comes from these non-residents, meaning Monaco thrives on outsiders spending without taxing their earnings. It's a brilliant formula. Tourists come for luxury, but they leave funding the billionaire lifestyle that makes Monaco the richest place on Earth. Not a shady tax haven. Monaco often gets labeled a tax haven, lumped together with places like the Cayman Islands or Panama. But the truth is, Monaco plays by very different rules. Unlike those secretive jurisdictions, it doesn't encourage shell corporations, offshore banking tricks, or financial smokescreens designed to hide money from foreign governments. Instead, Monaco enforces strict international regulations, complies with OECD standards, and actively participates in anti-money laundering efforts. That transparency is precisely why billionaires feel comfortable calling Monaco home. They aren't looking to bury their wealth in shady accounts. They want to enjoy it openly. Here, they can buy luxury real estate, moor their super yachts, and invest without fear of being tied to scandalous Panama Papers-style leaks. Monaco offers not secrecy, but safety, a stable economy, a government that protects elite residents, and a brand associated with prestige rather than corruption. For the world's richest, that distinction matters. A billionaire's reputation is as valuable as their fortune. Living in Monaco signals wealth, yes, but also legitimacy and refinement. That's why tech moguls, Formula One stars, and royal families choose the Principality. It's not a place to hide your fortune. It's a place to live it in plain sight. Living paradise for the super rich. Step into Monaco and you enter a world designed entirely around the ultra-wealthy. Wake up in a glass-walled penthouse worth tens of millions, with sweeping views of the Mediterranean. Walk along spotless boulevards lined with designer boutiques where it's normal to see Rolls-Royces, Bugattis, and Ferraris parked outside cafes. Down at the harbor, superyachts stretch as far as the eye can see, floating palaces owned by billionaires who treat Monaco as their personal playground. But it's not just the luxury that keeps the elite here. Monaco is also one of the safest places on Earth, with more police officers per capita than anywhere else. Surveillance is discreet but constant, ensuring virtually zero violent crime. Add to that a mild Mediterranean climate, exclusive cultural events like the Monte Carlo Opera and glamorous charity balls, and you have a lifestyle that feels like a permanent holiday. In Monaco, exclusivity is the currency. Privacy is protected, connections flourish, and every day offers a chance to mingle with royalty, CEOs, or movie stars. It's more than a home. It's a statement. For billionaires seeking safety, luxury, and status all in one package, there's no place on Earth quite like Monaco. From breathtaking yachts to record-breaking real estate, Monaco proves that billionaires don't just enjoy luxury. They shape entire nations around it. This tiny state has mastered the art of turning exclusivity into power, attracting the richest people on Earth and giving us a glimpse into a lifestyle most can only dream of. But now, it's your turn. Which part of Monaco's billionaire world amazed you the most? Was it the tax system that protects their fortunes, the Grand Prix spectacle, or the sheer sense of safety and privacy that only billionaires can buy? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you so much for watching UK Billionaires 360. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again, because the next episode will take you even deeper into the world of billionaires, where luxury meets power. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.